Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. Brian Anderson here, joined by the Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy. We'll hear from Allie LaForce as well. Here we go, 2 games left before postseason action. Let's take a look at the possible field. You look at Memphis, holding down the 6th spot right now, in the middle of this conference.
Right now for the Grizzlies, they've looked rock solid this season. They just need to stay on target and prepare for the postseason.
Well, look, they've performed to expectations, but I think this team can take it to another level if they get rolling.
And the starting lineup for the Grizzlies. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Payne. Edey out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Wells in at the small forward position. And for Detroit, Cunningham and Ivy. Work together as the backcourt. Down low, it's going to be Harris and Duren. And it's Thompson in at the 3 spot. And both backcourts in this one stand cream of the crop.
Well, a lot of people would say that this is a guard-oriented league. I think it's a league of all the positions, but tonight, certainly, whoever can win that guard battle will probably go home with the W.
Certainly the headliner tonight.
And Duren doesn't fear the contact. In fact, he welcomes it when he's trying to score.
He's got his first free throws of the night right here. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Back to Morant. Pass to Bane. Five to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot. Kicks it out to Jackson. Over Thompson. Now Morant. What a tremendous game he played against Miami. Doesn't go for him. Cunningham with some nice D. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with J.B. Bickerstaff. They were concerned with Jaren Jackson Jr. on both ends of the floor. Coach saying defensively, Triple J covers so much space, a blocking machine. And on the other side of the ball, Jaren has serious skill for a man of his size. He's a tough game plan for us. Jaren Jackson Jr., a two-way menace. Brian?
All right, appreciate it, Allie. Cunningham outside. Got a piece of it. Pass to Morant. Jackson with a screen on Cunningham. The drive by Morant. And Cunningham pulls it down. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Pistons. Stan, the top pick in the 2021 draft, Cade Cunningham. He's made major strides the last couple of years, but what have you seen from him? Well,
he's a big guard who can both score and create shots for his teammates. I think this guy is a winner.
Now here's Morant, averaging almost 23 points a contest. A fantastic offensive player. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
Memphis shooting their initial free throws of the game here. And Detroit making a change here. Beasley's checked in, and he misses the second one as well, so 0 for 2 that time. And, Coach, how about the Thompson twins making their impact felt in the 2023 draft?
Yeah, Brian, we've seen twins in the NBA before, albeit not very often. But these two made history that draft day, becoming the first pair of twins to be selected in the top 5 at the same time.
And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. Let's take a look at the numbers for Desmond Bane.
Over his last 10 games, his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better. He looks very confident from deep. There's no doubt he's got the green light to shoot from his coaching staff.
Now here's Cunningham. Here's Ivy. Out to Beasley. The 3-ball. Drills it from deep. It's a tie ball game.
Yeah, usually Duren is more of a finisher, but being selfless with the ball is a good thing for him in the long run.
And it's Morant off the drive. Jackson outside. And the 3 off target.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, That's a shot he typically makes.
Pass to Duren. Over Edey. Duren, no good. The Grizzlies have gone 2 of 6 to open up this game. Here's Edey. Back to Morant. Pass to Edey. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Well, the threat of Ja scoring really opens up the opportunity for assists.
Payne comes with a double to the inside. Duren, the pass to Cunningham. Duren, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
They set the screen. Here's Morant on the take. And then Morant with the dunk.
Well, it's almost impossible to stay in front of Morant. He's just so quick on the drive.
Cunningham finds Ivy. Tipped. In transition. Here's Morant. Pass to Wells. Here's Edey. And stolen by Beasley. And now the Pistons in transition. And it's Cunningham missing.
Well, he can't get anything to go right now. It's time to look at affecting the game in other ways.
And the sweet roll that time on the rim. That one falls.
Not an easy shot at all. Cunningham seems to have it early on in his NBA career.
3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Something I remember from their last outing, he was excellent at the charity stripe.
At the line for the Grizzlies, Morant.
And Morant drops them both.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Here's Harris. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Don't sleep on the size of Tobias Harris. He's not afraid to bang and bump down there.
At the line for Detroit, Harris. Tobias Harris, 2 shots.
And Harris drops them both. Morant with it. Give him 8 points now. Shoots over Stewart. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. Tie game in Detroit. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. All right, guys, looking at what we've seen from the Pistons, what do you think?
Well, a big differentiator was their ability to generate offense by pounding the glass.
Yeah, look, and whether it's a point-blank putback or a kick out for an open 3, offensive rebounds usually generate quality shots.
They've got Tim Hardaway, Tobias Harris out there with Malik Beasley. Then it's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Stewart in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group for Detroit starting the second. Now here's Morant. Oh, Morant gets it done inside.
Yeah, really nice finish there with contact. Morant with great body control.
Floats one. Shot's good by Schroeder. And we're now about a minute into this second quarter of play. Clark with the screen. Morant on his way. Jackson for 3. And a great assist by Morant as that one goes. Jackson's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And the timeout called here by JB Bickerstaff. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Some changes for Memphis. Aldama's checked in for Jaren Jackson Jr. Kennard comes in for Bane. And it's Pippen in for Ja Morant.
Thunderous jam from Stewart.
Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Kennard outside. The three is up. And another three for Memphis. Stan, you started as an assistant in the NBA back in 1995. Now, all of these years later, for a coach, what's been the biggest change, you think?
Well, I think the biggest change, Brian, has been that we don't practice as much. There's much less time spent on the court with your team. It's more done in terms of film and individual work and not 5-on-5 type practice like it was back in 1995.
You mean to say we're talking about practice?
That's exactly right.
Now here's Schroeder. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. No problems knocking that one down. Harris has got 5.
And the coaches rave about Harris and his three-point shooting. Helps his team space the floor.
Jackson outside. Down low. The rebound by Detroit. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Grizzlies. That one was in Memphis.
Turnovers were the story of that game. It wasn't what I would call a disciplined performance.
Well, this is where Stewart should look to score. He can be very effective down low.
And Stan, after starting his NBA career playing at center, the 6'8" Isaiah Stewart, more often now a power forward.
Yeah, look, Brian, he's improved as a shooter. He still looks more like an old school big at the 4 spot, but he can step out and stretch the floor.
Here's Pippen. No made baskets yet. Kicks it out to Jackson. Fires from deep. The rebound by Stewart.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
Beasley for 3. Can't get a second shot to fall. Now 1 of 2. Clark left side. Kennard outside. Pass to Aldama. Here's Pippen. Taking a look at his production. Averaging just over 8 points a game. Driving to the basket. Got it. Pippen's got his first points of the game. .110 left in the second. And here's Schroeder. In his last outing, 8 points for him. Nails it from 3. Harris has got 6 here in the quarter.
Always ready to fire. Give Harris a good pass. Tobias will get you an assist.
And we've got a timeout from Taylor Jenkins. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And the Pistons will go for a different look here. Duran, he's checked in for Stewart. Thompson comes in for Beasley. Ivy's checked in for Hardaway. And Cunningham subbed in for Schroeder. And we've got a timeout from Taylor Jenkins. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. So Memphis ends up going with a new group. And defense is all about will and desire. Here are the NBA leaders in steals so far. Jaren Jackson is second, and of course Ja Morant.
These two guys have made out like bandits over this past month. An impressive number of steals over that brief time frame.
Morant with it. He's watched by Cunningham. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Pistons. Just 2 games before the playoffs get going. Let's see how the field might look. You take a look at the Pistons. When it comes to playoff seedings, they're in a dubious position right now. 9th place in the conference.
Well, I think for Detroit, they had some lofty goals to start the year, but they may not have the roster to hang with the league's elite teams.
Yeah, they wanted to accomplish more this season, but things haven't quite worked out. Some bad breaks along the way.
So it's the Grizzlies now, following the score by Detroit. Here's Morant. The rebound by Detroit. Duran's got 5 rebounds in the game. And there's the lob, and the slam dunk by Thompson.
Woo! I just love that alley-oop slam.
Defense disorganized, defense pays. To halt the run, and then Morant with the jam.
Yeah, Morant's got to get himself in that dunk contest. I mean, look at that.
Memphis shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. There's 14 seconds left in the second. That's tipped and stolen by Morant. By himself. Morant goes all the way to cap off the break.
Got to give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
Well, as a coach, turnovers will drive you nuts, but sometimes that happens when you're aggressive. So there's a balance.
And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Pistons ahead. They're up by 1. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Welcome, everybody, to halftime. NBA action abounds. Let's see what games are tipping off later. The Hawks playing at State Farm Arena as they go up against the Knicks. That one starting at 3 p.m. Eastern.
And this could be a close one, guys. Two evenly matched teams. I don't really know what else to say.
And two fantastic teams. Could be a preview for the postseason. Shifting focus, how about this tight game the Detroit Pistons find themselves in?
It's a coach's dream to see the ball whip around the floor like this. They're playing some selfless basketball. It's been a thing of beauty.
Stacking the dimes and buying buckets. Thanks for tuning in. Now we head back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Oh, a fantastic game from Ja Morant in this one.
He's been excellent at cutting through the defense and giving them fits around the basket.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. It's a 1-point game. When this one's over, they'll be off to Charlotte as they take on the Hornets. That'll be the back end of a 3-game road trip. Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Taylor Jenkins. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Payne. Jackson out there with Edey, and it's Wells in at the 3, a small forward. Payne against Harris. Ivy outside. Cunningham outside. There's the 3. Goes back up. Duren. And off the glass. That one's good. Duren's got 7 points in the game.
You have to put a body on Duren. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
And it's Morant off. Oh! Ja Morant! My goodness!
Oh, putting on a show for the fans. Morant's skills making it look like a circus in here.
And there's the screen. Oh, stolen by Morant. In transition, here they come. Morant with the slam!
Oh, save that for the dunk contest. That flush was so extra.
Whether or not this game is close, he's the same guy. Focused on finishing firm at the rim. And he'll take a trip to the line for 2. Clearly got fouled on that shot.
Yeah, just so active. I love the passion Duren brings to this game. And the skill set, too, is developing.
Well, Stan, in this league, the opportunity always exists to make a name for yourself.
It certainly does, Brian. And guys that maybe haven't gotten their opportunity, if they're ready when they get it, then they're going to burst onto the scene, and they'll no longer be under the radar guys. Look at a guy like Jalen Brunson, second-round pick, bench guy in Dallas for a long time, and then now an all-star.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout, and we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Clark is checked in for Memphis.
Number 15.
Just over a minute and a half played in the third. Here's Cunningham. Nice touch by Cunningham inside.
Yeah, that's a shot that Cunningham is very comfortable with. No problem with the mid-range.
Clark with a screen on Cunningham. Morant, the pass to Wells. Morant looking around. Count the basket and the foul! That one on Thompson.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
Well, Morant is so athletic, and he finds himself at the free throw line a lot.
Cunningham outside. Harris a screen. He shoots it. Ooh, excellent D there from Jackson.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Morant against Harris. Clock at 4. Morant, no good.
Yeah, he tried to adjust, but he got smothered. Good defense.
Ivy, right side. Pass to Duran. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Grizzlies. With a short break, we look at some of the stingiest defenses in the NBA. Number 1, the Grizzlies.
Well, they allow the fewest points per game in the league. Sometimes that can be a factor of pace. But safe to say, when you're number 1, your team is elite at the defensive end.
Beasley's checked in for Detroit. Hardaway comes in for Cade Cunningham. 1:52 left in the third. Here's Morant. Morant with the slam!
Yeah, Morant just continuing to assert himself offensively.
Pistons trail by 6. And the call will be against Jaren Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him. So Memphis going with an almost entire new group here.
Team second. Substitution on the court.
And it's Detroit with the ball. Outside Schroeder. Pass to Stewart. Fires the 3. Down the pipe it goes. Schroeder with the assist. Schroeder's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, give Stewart room at the arc at your own risk. He'll stretch the floor whenever he can.
Aldama outside. Clark outside. Here's Pippen, covered by Schroeder. Clark with a screen on Schroeder. And he's going for the lob. Oh, Clark with the slam.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass. Stewart, a screen on Jackson. Beasley for 3. No luck on that one.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
We've got 33 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. 6 to shoot. Ivy with a double team. Stolen by Ivy. Pass to Clinton. Back to Ivy. They set the pick. Stewart with it. Over Clark. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Grizzlies out in front, up by 5. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter when we return. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that, Don. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Well, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. Malik Beasley is out there with Holland. Then it's Tim Hardaway. Then it's Isaiah Stewart. And it's Schroeder in at the point. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
Well, they're shot blocking. The defensive effort level has been great. You gotta love that intensity.
Well, they've also been impressive, forcing a ton of mistakes. Not only that, but converting those mistakes into points on the other end.
And timeout called by Taylor Jenkins. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. Fontecchio's checked in for Reed. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I was able to listen in on what Taylor Jenkins had to say to his team. Coach wasn't very animated in this tight game, but asked this of his team: how bad do you want it? Right now, this is all about who wants it more. So go out there and take it, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. And timeout called by Taylor Jenkins. He wants to make sure everyone is alive, given the situation right now. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Off the inbound pass.
Substitution on the floor.
And it's Morant missing.
You gotta finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Shot's good by Schroeder.
Great touch there. It's just so tough to defend a floater like that.
Schroeder against Morant. Oh, Morant takes the contact, and it still goes. Wow.
Throughout this second half, they've achieved excellent efficiency on the offensive end.
Pass to Fontecchio. Now here's Beasley to take the lead. The rebound by Edey. Edey's got 5 rebounds in the game. Morant with the close-range bucket.
Well, he's been nothing short of fantastic this game, and he has his team in a great spot as this thing winds down.
Now Fontecchio. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Schroeder against Morant. Clock at 6. He shoots. Schroeder can't get it to go.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
Morant with the bucket.
I love this game plan. That's 10 points in a row from being close.
And so it's Schroeder with it. He brings it up for the Pistons. They trail by 6. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Some guards are absolutely fearless working inside, and Morant very high on that list.
And the Pistons going with a whole new group out there. And Morant drops them both. Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Cunningham passes to Harris. Thompson outside. Back to Harris. To stop the run. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Edey's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Morant. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. That one on Harris.
Well, with his quickness and physicality, it's not easy to guard Morant without fouls.
And he can't hit the second. Now that we have a few years of reference, it's safe to say the NBA play-in tournament has been a roaring success, Grant.
Yeah, I agree, B.A. And people forget it was created in the peak of the pandemic. The league set up a lifeline for teams that lost key players to COVID, but it has turned into something much, much greater.
And so it's Memphis with it. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Up top, Jackson.
2 minutes remaining.
Outside for Morant.
2 minutes.
And it's blocked.
Yeah, anytime you put the ball up near Duran, there's a chance it ends up back in your face.
Thompson against Morant. Pass to Jackson. Stolen by Thompson. Cunningham passes to Duran. Hits the rim on the way in, and the bucket is good.
They're going to work inside. I like how confident Jalen is from this area.
Here's Edey. Back to Morant. Here he goes. Kicks it out to Jackson. And a great assist by Morant as that one goes. And the Grizzlies lead by 10.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Harris outside. Cunningham passes to Thompson. The rebound by Edey. Edey's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
Nothing left to do but to watch the clock tick towards 0. Nice victory here for the Grizzlies.
When you look at the stat sheet, it's impressive this wasn't a total blowout. Their offense was in top gear all night long, Grant.
I thought the same thing, B.A. I mean, the difference in field goal percentages is pretty shocking.
And with another win in the bag, they've racked up 46 total on the year.
Only a 2-game series, and they win both. They have to be satisfied with this.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Ja Morant.
Well, he was so active defensively, anticipating, grabbing steals, one of the most underappreciated stats in the game.
Basket counts. There's 38 seconds left in the final quarter. Morant against Cunningham. Outside Morant. Jackson with a screen on Cunningham. Morant with it, now guarded by Harris. And it's Morant missing. There's Cunningham with a 3. Cunningham can't get that one to fall. So it's the Grizzlies taking care of business in this one. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you got to do. You have to try to take the crowd out of it.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Ja Morant.